Hi, I'm Daniel Smith, Southwest Regional Agronomist for the Nutrient Pest Management Program at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Hello folks, Rodrigo Werle, Extension Weed Scientist with the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Rodrigo, if we apply to Pre to our soybean crops, they're starting to break possibly right now, or they will in the next couple of weeks, and we'll start to see some weeds emerge on those fields. What are some recommendations?
Yeah, spot on, Dan. We're standing here, this soybean field here at Arlington Ag Research Station. These fields were planted about 3 weeks ago. We have our treatments here where we put some good pre-emergence down. The fields are still pretty clean. They're reaching that V1 growth stage right now. So the recommendation for folks that did put a good pre down is to keep scouting their fields for the next couple weeks here. Usually that pre, if you put it down about 3 weeks ago, it's going to last another 2 weeks or so. At that point, your soybeans are going to be at that V3, V4 growth stage. That's usually the ideal time for triggering that post-emergence application. That's from some observations from our herbicide evaluation trials and also work that was done by our former graduate student, Sarah Striegel then. So keep scouting here. Once you see those weeds taken off, if they're getting to that 2-3 inch mark, have a plan to trigger your post-emergence application in your soybeans.
If we haven't had a chance to put down a pre yet, our soybeans are going to start to look pretty weedy if they haven't already in the next few days. What are some recommendations to dealing with those weeds, and should we be including a residual herbicide in that tank mix?
That's an excellent question, Dan. So the spring has been hectic, right? We started cold and then we got warm and dry and the planters they moved. But we've had a lot of windy days, just like we're facing here right now. As a matter of fact, talking to some of the growers, Dan, they're saying that this is probably one of the windiest springs they ever had to deal with. So it's been challenging for spraying, for a research program, being able to spray our plots has been difficult, let alone, I can't imagine what folks are dealing with out there on a large scale. So it's been tight there. We've had some narrow windows for application. So long story short, Dan, if you didn't put a good pre down, these weeds are growing right now. Right here at Arlington, we have lamb's quarters, common ragweed, some foxtail. They're at that 3-4 inch mark already that we want to see that burn down application. Our students were down at Janesville there where we have giant that ragweed is a foot tall. So what's the recommendation? We got to trigger that post-app, early post. You want to burn down what's up and growing, and you want to consider adding a residual herbicide, potentially a group 15 herbicide to that tank, so you have a little bit of residual weed control here after that burn down application.
For more information from the Nutrient Pest Management Program and the Integrated Pest Management Program, please visit ipcm.wisc.edu. And Rodrigo, where can folks find your information?
Yeah, they can find our information at wiscweeds.info.